አማን ነው።
Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a little bit of a background as to why we are here today. The people you see here, they are all Ethiopians. Ethiopians from northern Ethiopia, from Sahara region. Why we are here is because an unprecedented every single day in the Sahara region in Ethiopia, we if they don't find that, they perish. So, in the middle of London, we are trying to raise awareness for the public, because no media reports it. The regime pays for and buys social media influencers every single day. Last time I heard, some guy from the UK, an influencer, has gone to their lives to support the regime. Why do they pay? It's fake play. So we are trying to make a voice. We are trying to make a voice for these voiceless people. For those mothers who are being massacred while they are in hospital. For those children that are being bombed while they are in their schools. That is a reality in northern Ethiopia right now. Every single day, drone attacks targeting civilian installations on purpose. It's no collateral damage. The purpose is to ethnic cleanse, to cause genocide, and to harm individuals in the northern part of Ethiopia, called the Amara region. That is what the regime in Ethiopia is doing. The chief of this regime is called Abiy Ahmed, a security service person who's been in power for the last 7 years, and he's been causing carnage every single day. Yes, this regime is also being helped and supported by the little meddling nation called the UAE. UAE, you should be embarrassed. People that run the UAE like Mohammed bin Zayed, they should be embarrassed. You made it in the affairs of the Sudan. You made it in the affairs of Somalia. You made it in the affairs of Ethiopia. Mohammed bin Zayed, what do you gain out of massacring innocent people, children, farmers? What do you gain? So that's what we have in Ethiopia right now. Basically, Ethiopia is a neo-colony of UAE. UAE, a nation that just happened some 50, 60 years ago. Ethiopia, a nation that has existed for over 3,000 years, but yep, it is being colonized by the UAE. Thank you, Abiy Ahmed, for making Ethiopia the servant of the UAE. Thank you, Abiy Ahmed, for being a servant of Mohammed bin Zayed. That is your problem. You can do whatever you want to him, but leave Ethiopia out of it. Ethiopia cannot be a servant of the UAE. It cannot be the case. It cannot be used that the money you get from the UAE to kill their own people, the people their own. It is a disgrace. It is a shame. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we are out here today, protesting and blocking this road. And we do apologize for the inconvenience, everyone. Bus drivers, chauffeurs, we do apologize for the inconvenience. But we are left with no choice. We have to make our voices heard. Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer has problems of his own. But, Mr. Starmer, we understand you've got a bit of a problem, but when you think of your humanity, come on, you've only got a month or two left. Do one thing right. Do one single thing right and say, this carnage in Ethiopia has to stop. At least do one thing right before you go out. Yeah, the foreign policy of Ethiopia. You get Cuba. You may or you may not be the foreign minister, foreign secretary after the reshuffle, after the next Labour election. But come on, Yvette, come on, you know better than that. You went all the way to Ethiopia. You spoke to the Ethiopian regime. You did not say a single thing about the ongoing genocide, about the ongoing ethnic cleansing, about the ongoing drone attacks against civilians every single day by the regime of Ethiopia, by the Ethiopian regime, which perpetrates ethnic cleansing and genocide every single day. And Yvette Cooper, you didn't say a single thing. You give us political shenanigans and political words. Oh yeah, we spoke to the regime about diplomacy and this and that. No one is asking for your aid. We're asking you to stop the diplomatic cover you gave Abiy Ahmed and his genocidal extremist regime. The ethnocentric regime that Abiy Ahmed and his clique lead. That's why we are here, ladies and gents. We're saying this has to stop. Enough is enough. This has to stop. That's why we are out here, ladies and gents. This carnage has to stop. This ethnocentrist regime, Oromo ethnocentrist regime, led by Abiy Ahmed, his carnage and madness has to stop. You can fake an election, but you can never fake our freedom. Abiy, you can't. You can never fake our freedom. We will win our freedom. But let us do it. By the UK, you can help us. Keir Starmer, you can help us. But in the month or so you have left, you can help us by not helping them. We're not asking you to help us actively, but you can help us passively by not helping him. Stop giving a genocidal regime in Ethiopia the diplomatic cover it does not deserve. That's what we're asking. There have been some terrible good for private ministers in the past in the UK. None of you guys have really gone out to say stop this genocide. You tell us about diplomatic language, this and that. Diplomatic language is not going to stop that. You can barely show the picture. That little girl, it was